All right, guys, I am heading home. Chris thinks I got out at 3 today, or I was getting out at 3 today. It's 2:45. We switched with another group so that we could go early and get out early. I didn't tell him, so he will be happy to see me in like less than an hour. I had some information I got while I was there that I thought people might want to know. This is mostly for Elmhurst people. Will I pass the NCLEX if I take this program through Elmhurst? Their first cohort, their first set of guinea pigs had an 86% pass rate for the ABSN program, I believe is what she said. Obviously, my group is yet to take it. I don't know what our pass rate will be for the first time taking the NCLEX, but 86 is not bad. Could it be better? Definitely, but 86 is not bad. Cohorts after us, we were not required to buy Kaplan. They accidentally bought it for us, to be honest. That's a whole other story for our cohort. But we're not required to pay money for it. If we pay money for it, then we have like the guarantee or something. I don't know, but I have it. They're like, oh, sorry, we bought it for you. I'm like, well, I'm not paying for it. And they're like, that's fine. So anyways, my cohort doesn't have to buy Kaplan for testing prep. And the cohort before us didn't have to. It is required for all the cohorts after us to buy Kaplan. They also switched from HESI to Nurse Achieve because they said test scores went way up or something with that. I don't know if they were talking about just their online class or in their in-person class as well, because they teach in-person nursing things. But I would say Elmhurst is trying to teach to the test. The classes are not too hard to pass, so that I feel like you could not pass the test the first time you took the NCLEX, but 86% pass rate, I think that's pretty good for a long distance program, their very first cohort going through it. I don't know what our pass rate will be. I would expect the next class's pass rate to be even better though, because they're requiring Kaplan to study with, and then they use Nurse Achieve, which is a lot like HESI or ATI. I think all those programs are the same, to be honest. I've only done HESI and Nurse Achieve, but they seem very, very similar. So, I don't know. I think, yes, you will learn what you need to know for the NCLEX, or you easily can learn what you need to know to pass the NCLEX through Elmhurst program. I thought that was good news. We were a class of 30 when we started. We ended with 28 in our cohort. We had 3 drop out, so that's 10% dropout. And we had 1 person from the first cohort need to move back a cohort. They had some things come up, they couldn't finish a term they were in, so they just took some time off and then started with our cohort. So we lost 3 and gained 1 during mine. The first cohort that had the 86% pass rate, I think they said, I believe they started with 25. I don't know how many people they ended with. And I thought, I do have a source for this, I need to contact that person, but I thought I heard someone say the cohort after ours is actually 70 people, but they have decided that is too big and they're going back to 30. They think 30 is a good size. Originally, when my cohort started, they wanted to have it up to 50, but I think 30 is the max they can have in a class. And then they didn't want to have a few more than 30 and then have to pay double the teachers. So that's why they worked it out the way they did for ours. And it sounds like they settled on 30. That's probably a good number, because it does seem like they're struggling to find clinicals for everyone in a timely manner. Although I think that's something that's improving as this program's around longer. So if you're looking at Elmhurst, I talk a lot about clinicals in some of my videos, that finding clinical placement can be difficult. I think Elmhurst is making more connections, and also they've made some different rules now about the people in Chicago being able to take clinicals. It's the same place their on-campus students can. So that's helping with their clinical situation. I do hope that that doesn't take away from people like me who have some very specific places in mind that they want to do clinicals. I really hope that Elmhurst will continue to try to honor those wishes, because that was one of the biggest pluses in my mind, was that I had some choices over where I did my clinicals. But just some stats I learned while I was there. I didn't write them down as they said them, so I can't 100% vouch for their truthfulness. Plus, the people telling me these, they weren't currently looking at the stats, so they might have got numbers off, but probably 86% pass rate for the first cohort. Our cohort doesn't have a pass rate. The MENP, the Master's Entry Nursing Program, they haven't taken the test yet because theirs is a little bit longer, so they don't know the pass rate for their group yet. Nurse Achieve's what they're sticking with. They're having people buy Kaplan because they think between Kaplan and Nurse Achieve, that's going to prepare them for the NCLEX. I think it will. I think if you do everything Kaplan says and everything Nurse Achieve says, and you get the A-OK to test from both of them, you're probably going to do great on the NCLEX. And I think if you're not getting the A-OK to test from Kaplan and Nurse Achieve, probably study some more before you take the NCLEX. That's the thoughts of a newbie not even taking the test nurse though. So take it for what it's worth. Yeah, on my way home to surprise people, but I just wanted to give you some stats, and maybe this needs to be a little separate post about just Elmhurst stats and stuff. I don't know. I feel like these were things I would have liked to have known when I started the program, but there wasn't the information, so that's why I'm making the video, because someone might want to know this information. So yeah, if you're looking at Elmhurst, hope some of this stuff helps you. To me, it would increase my confidence that it's a good program to go with, but I'm happy with it. Were there hiccups? Yes. Were there things that if I was in other student shoes, I would have been very upset about as far as clinical placement? Yes. Was it an absolute ideal program for me? It really was. I don't think any other nursing school program would have worked nearly as well as Elmhurst did. I will say that I think that more and more schools are going towards this, and Elmhurst is one of the first ones, especially for Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, Kentucky, Wisconsin area, to be available. But there's going to be competitors out there soon. So if you're looking at schools, Elmhurst's ABSN program, long distance, I think it's a good one. But shop around, because I was one of the first ones, you know, the second cohort to go through this program. We got through. I feel confident. If there's another school starting one and they got a way better tuition rate, you know, I wouldn't say Elmhurst is the only way to go. I think competition is good for bringing prices down and, yeah, making them competitive. But yeah, I'm excited. If you've gone to Elmhurst nursing programs online in campus, and for some reason you're on this post, I doubt those kind of people would be, because you're probably only on this post if you're thinking about Elmhurst. But if you are, share your opinions on it below so people can read through the comments and get more information on what other people think about the Elmhurst program.